All right, let's get this show started. All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Shane Smith, and you guys are here for Helium questions and answers. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a great show for you tonight. We, of course, have some amazing guests that you are here to watch, and I can't wait to get the show started. But before we get started, I'm just going to let you guys know a little bit about the show. This is, obviously, we're in Zoom. We're hanging out. This is a live Q&A. Just let me give you a little bit of info about Zoom. So put it on. If you go to the very top, you can go to speaker view. Make sure you're seeing Ron, whoever you want to see, speaker view or gallery view, however you want to watch it. And then at the bottom, we do have a Q&A button. So if you guys have questions for Ron, go ahead and plop them in there, and we'll try to get to those. We got to a lot of them last night, and it was a lot of fun. So please put your questions in there. We already got some in there already, so that's great. And then feel free to chat during this. Feel free to pop in there and have a conversation. It's going to be a good time. So before we get started, just so you know, there may be adult content. There may be some things in this that someone you may be homeschooling currently may not want to hear. So feel free to just push them into another room, and they can listen to this when they're old enough, because there'll probably be something we talk about that they may not want to hear, like spoilers to some video games that we might talk about. Other than that, just have a good time. If you need anything, ask someone that you're quarantining with. They can get it for you. If you want to stay and watch the show, grab a drink, sit back, and relax, because we are going to start this show. So you guys are here, of course, for the man, the myth, the legend. You know him from his Comedy Central special, Giggle Fit, his appearances on the Goldbergs, Blackish, New Girl, Trolls, and Bob's Burgers. He's been featured on Conan, The Tonight Show, At Midnight, and many more. And, of course, he has this hilarious podcast, Getting Better. Everyone welcome Ron Funches to the Zoom screen. And let's clap. Should we clap? Does that feel weird when you clap by yourself at your house?
Oh.
What's up, Ron?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So we will.
This takes off. I'll never go out on the road again. It's fun.
Yeah, the home is the road now, right?
Yeah.
That's good. So I hear you got somebody there with you tonight, right?
Yeah, I got my quarantine buddy.
Oh, nice.
Here.
Nice. That, of course, is Gabe Dinger from Portland. Now, those of you, of course, probably know him from the Big Freedom Make a Jingle video. And so tune into that. And then, of course, he's working on Nice Ones, but it'll be on Quibi coming out. So check that out as well. What's up, Gabe?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Or guy?
Yeah, I'm sure there's guys involved in this somewhere in here. So basically, this format's pretty fun, pretty open. If you guys want to, when we ask questions, if you guys want to riff for a while about things, feel free to do that. If you want to ask each other questions, if you just want to talk to each other, I'm more than happy to listen. But we got a lot of good questions for you guys, so I think we're going to get started, if that's cool with you guys. All right. So, we're all stuck together. Are you guys stuck together forever, or did you just come over for this, Gabe?
No, I've been stuck. We've been stuck together for what?
Like 14 years now?
For 14.
Amazing.
I think we're
I do love
I
it.
do love you.
It's so sweet.
I've been quarantined. We've been quarantine buddies.
Yeah,
Nice.
Gabe was in the living room and a couple of miles away from me, and so we just thought it would be, and I have my guest room was open, so we thought it'd be better for him and us, because now he's been grilling burgers and he's been doing my son's schoolwork for me, because when he is here, my son prefers Gabe to me, so he makes Gabe be his father.
Oh, that's good. That's a lot of pressure off you, though, right? That's nice.
I've actually found out I would be a really good housewife.
He would. If you are a woman that has independent money and you need someone to just hold down the house and you don't care about that person making money at all, you really gotta not care about it. It's perfect for you. He's great with kids. He knows how to cook. He knows how to work the barbecue, but he does not know how to support himself. So you gotta help him out with that.
Please.
You look good in sweats, though. I mean, if any house husband should do that, it's you. You look great in those sweats.
I've been showering and putting on like real clothes every day. I mean, other than my quarantine beard, that's the only thing that's maybe a little. But I'm trying.
Yeah, you are trying. You got that beard's growing. I like it. So what do you guys been doing besides grilling out and teaching your son things? You guys have any quarantine activities you guys been keeping up with?
I think we know two things. We've been watching the Tiger King, and we've been playing
Hell yeah.
Crossing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Based activities, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing here too. Yeah. So Tiger King, crazy. No spoilers. That guy is wild.
He's so wild. I love him. I didn't know. I found out later that he used to host professional wrestling events at a zoo, and I was like, yeah, that makes all.
Yeah, no doubt. Did he have animals in the ring with him?
I assume at some points, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
he had to. Had to.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Ring with a tiger at some point.
So how far are you in Animal Crossing?
Hmm?
How far are you in Animal Crossing? You beat it yet?
I mean, there is no defeat in Animal Crossing.
That's true.
I do have a living room and a bedroom, and my activity center has been created. I have a beautiful fountain. I have a wonderful garden that is coming together. I have an octopus that lives in my area and a pig who I thought it'd be nice to have a pig to live in my town, but apparently he's got a bad fucking attitude.
I have a lady who has a really bad attitude. She was so fun when I met her, and then when I got her to the island, all she talked about is how depressed she is. I'm like,
oh yeah, it's just like real life. That's no fun. Yeah, well, I've been playing it too. I've been playing with my wife, and
send me some bells. I'll put my gate open.
Some oranges would be nice.
Oranges would be nice.
That's nice. I live in an Orange Island, so come on over.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Why are we on this? Let's go. Let's go. All right, cool. Well, that's good. That's good. You guys are keeping busy. So Ron, you mentioned wrestling a little bit, and of course, we know you're a huge wrestling fan, especially watching your podcast. All of the amazing action figures, wrestling figures you have behind you. Who's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Flair. Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He's the best wrestler. He's just a cool guy. He's just lived his life, and he did all that. He didn't even really work out that much. He never lifted weights. He's amazing. He is truly amazing. I love him. I love The Rock. I love Eddie Guerrero. Those are probably my favorites.
Nice. Yeah, I saw you had a Mankind figure behind you. Yeah. That was one of my favorites. We used to watch Cactus Jack when he was over in Japan doing those things. That was pretty awesome.
Go grab my favorite one, the Jerry Lawler. This is one's my favorite for We Don't Die.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, Game Might Die. We should watch it.
Oh man.
Be brave.
Pretty high up.
It is.
Oh, scary.
Need one of those library ladders.
Oh, I would love that.
Or a library Gabe.
Oh yeah, it was loose one. I got it.
Oh.
This one's my favorite. I don't know if you can see it well, but it's got
hell yeah.
Together is Andy Kaufman with Jerry Lawler together. So this one's my favorite. I love it.
That's amazing. Oh, Andy. So what was your favorite wrestling event ever that you've ever watched? Or do you have like a one in general you like best?
I love a good WrestleMania. Going to WrestleMania in New Orleans was amazing because it was a small town and it was nothing but me watching wrestling events and eating shrimp po' boys. So that's like heaven to me. If there's a heaven, it's WrestleMania week in New Orleans where everybody is just walking around being nice, wearing wrestling shirts and eating fried foods. It was heaven. And beignets.
Stinky ass.
It was not a traditional heaven, I guess. It did not smell great, but it was one of the best times I ever had. Also going to the All In event for All Elite Wrestling in Chicago. That probably was one of my favorites.
Nice. You grew up in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was nice. Go back there, eat some Harold's.
Hell yeah. You a fan of hot dogs when they were around?
Oh, I haven't thought about that for a long time. Yeah. I just had Harold's chicken. I heard your voice when I said it.
Yeah, I love chicken.
You never had mild sauce before.
I've never been there. I need to check that place out. Is it what is mild sauce? It's just mild sauce.
It's like if ketchup had balls, like it's like if ketchup just had the courage to try. It's amazing.
I love that.
Crave it. And there's this piece of bread at the bottom that just collects it all, and
I gotta check that out.
We had one out here.
They do have it out here. But it's fun when I hear Gabe talk about it. I can tell he had a black stepdad.
That's awesome. So Ron, I think it was 2016, you took over the reign of the DDT Ironman heavyweight champion. Are you still currently in possession of this?
No, I lost that within the next day. I think I lost it in an arm wrestling contest.
Oh man!
Ryan the next day, so I'm still in possession of my At Midnight title.
Oh, nice.
That I purchased and created.
I mean, sometimes you need to award yourself for things, right? I don't see what's wrong with that.
I think so. The person said you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
So would you say that your life changed after winning the At Midnight title? Did you really change your trajectory as a person, as a comic?
I mean, At Midnight in general certainly helped me out. It made a lot of people know who I was, and I could showcase I always felt At Midnight was great because you could showcase the type of comedy that you like, but you didn't have to burn your material, You could do topical things. And Chris was such a great host, and I feel like it's been such a lost since that show has been off the air, which is one of the reasons why we're doing the Nice One show, because it's kind of like, I mean, we make no bones about it, we're kind of like trying to steal that format, but we get 3 panelists and we get 3 comedians to come on and say nice things about each other and nice things about the news, and it's basically me trying to return the favor of like me being more well known from At Midnight. Now I want to help my comedian friends, that I love, get some recognition.
Yeah.
Pretty good job.
Lights Out is amazing too, but when we were pitching, we didn't Nice One. Lights Out wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you don't know about Lights Out with David Spade, you should check that out. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. So in terms of, I read in an interview once that you said, just speaking about seeing comics like do things they wouldn't normally do and burning through material. I think most times people know comics as just people that tell jokes and they don't really get to know them as a person. And in an interview once you said that in your comedy, you try to let people come into your world and you show them your world and kind of like bring them into where you live. And so that like people kind of get to know you better and kind of understand you as a person. And I was wondering if you think that like in this new era of Zoom comedy and Zoom interactions, this will allow you to connect with your fans better and connect with people better, and similar to the way a podcast does, but at an even greater level.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get the face-to-face interaction and people see you. I hope that nothing replaces live comedy. There's nothing as far as watching a special, doing anything that replaces the magic of going to a live show and seeing what can happen ad lib and just off the cuff, but as far as, I always feel like any good comic, you just have to adapt to things and use what tools come your way. And so if this is what we have to do to be funny, it's not about, filling a room and making a bunch of money. I like making people laugh and having fun, So whatever way I can do that especially cuts out the middleman. I'm all about.
Hell yeah.
It will really change timing though, because so much of it was, like you tell a joke, pause for the laugh, and then, like a lot of it was paced, with the laugh in mind. So it'll be interesting to see what comedy looks like, how long we have to do it.
And I think, with podcasts and things like this, it is about like your personality and how personal you can make things, because I mean, you can still tell great jokes, but like, if you don't have an audience to interact with, you kind of just have to play with yourself.
Yeah, totally.
So on the internet.
Yeah, and I think that speaking of timing, I think that now if you pause for laughter, people just think you have a bad connection.
So that could be a fun bit too, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
old for the amount of applause I think I deserve.
Exactly. That's good. So you, of course, are known for all your voiceovers. You've done Trolls, Harley Quinn, Bob's Burgers. Do you prepare specifically the way an actor gets into really deep Meisner-esque research for your characters? And if so, like, how do you do it? And then also, like, what's your most favorite voiceover experience that you've done?
Oh, I mean, no, I don't.
When he's King Shark, he makes you refer to him as King Shark, and he eats nothing but raw meat. It's weird.
Respect.
We're mildly stoned. How stoned are you?
Just lightly, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think mildly is lightly. Not even medium stoned.
Yeah,
it's like mild ketchup stoned.
I just answering pop-up questions. But as far as like, I mean, all of it, and it's the thing that I've had to show people who don't necessarily know who I am when I come and do voiceovers, is that because sometimes they're like, hey, can you change your voice? Can you make them sound older? Can you make it? And like, I have to be like, no. Like, I have me.
Yeah.
Really it. I can do me sleepy. I can do more energetic. Then I can do like, the higher range, and then sometimes I can get in the deeper range. But that's all I really got. So it's mostly just about getting into real acting as far as like, what is this scene about, and what is this character about? So it just like someone like Cooper from Trolls, which is one of my favorites, who is just like all about mischief and fun and never taking anything serious. So it's all just about being silly, whereas King Shark is like murderous but also smart. So sometimes it's just it actually really depends on if I'm yelling or not. That's it. Yeah. Sometimes I'm yelling and sometimes I'm just talking. But but I think my favorites are, I really like being King Shark. I think that's probably some of the best work I've done. I wish more people could see it. But, and then I love being Cooper on Trolls. And I did this one that's going to come out where I got to work with like Danny DeVito and Angelina Jolie and a bunch of like, it's like literally A-list celebrity, A-list celebrity, A-list celebrity, and then me. So that's like been one of the coolest experiences.
That's cool. Does your son get into your characters? Does he like watching you?
Some of them. He liked when I did stuff on Adventure Time. He was real into that. He likes that show, and but no, mostly he likes like Family Guy and Futurama and cartoons I have not been on. So he's
well, one day.
Work on that.
Yeah. Speaking of, so this is a question from the audience. Stacy asks, and this may be a question for Gabe since clearly he wears the pants. It says, I have a 16-year-old son with autism. I'm feeling so much anxiety about homeschooling him. Any tips for dealing with these feelings? It's a heavy question, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good question. I would think mostly it's just like, don't beat yourself up over anything. Do the best that you can. I think I'm extremely lucky that my son is very regimented and rule-based, and he doesn't need much push to do his work. He loves getting his things done. So I'm lucky in that regard. But I think just for any parent, it's just like, do the best you can. Know that you're under weird circumstances. So if you're not getting everything done, if you're not nailing it, that's fine. Don't stress about it so much. Just let your kid work at their pace. You work at your pace. And get done what you can. I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna flunk you.
That's amazing. So I'm looking through some of these other questions on here from the attendees. That sounds impersonal. Our fans, our friends in the audience right now. How do you, and this is a question, how do you politely make excuses to decline virtual hangouts during quarantine? You didn't have one for tonight, clearly, because people know you don't have plans. So how do you not say, I don't want to hang out with you tonight. I don't want to FaceTime.
I didn't know people were getting together on the internet. People are doing this independent. Huh. Okay.
I just haven't really changed my style. It's so weird. You think that nobody really calls me out on it, but I'll still just not respond to a text for like a day and a half. Just like, I'm not busy. I say stick to your fucking guns. Keep doing what you were doing. If you were ghosting people, keep ghosting people. Dare them to call you out on it. Dare them to.
What? We can't text anymore? We're all out of text too?
Yeah, I mean, and really, just because I'm locked in my house does not mean I want to hang out with you anymore. You know?
Yeah.
The level of interest still remains the same.
Just a text. Are you okay? You are? Good. That's it. Let me know if anything else comes up.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. Yeah, just be who you were before. Don't change your life. That's good.
I got Tiger King to watch. I got bills to get. I got Tom Nook mortgages to pay off.
Hey, on cats and kittens.
So I see it was you drinking a Zevia there? What are you guys drinking there?
I'm drinking a Zevia Cola.
I've got a bubbly.
Oh, nice. Do you stock up for this thing, or do you guys just have it on hand at all times?
Just to keep the bubbly on hand. We've been having to stock up. We were
Say it.
We were in Hawaii when this all popped off. Because you know, we always be struggling. But it was my birthday. My birthday was March 12th, and I had a show in Honolulu for the 14th, so we had flown out. And by the 13th, we canceled the show and had to head back home. But for a while, it was real weird because everybody's freaking out. We were on the internet watching people freak out, and then we would get off the internet and go eat shaved ice. And
everyone's just like calm and full grocery stores, people like opening doors like after you.
Yeah, if we could have stayed there, that would have been great. But my son was here. So we had to
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be a great spot. I have a friend that's out there, and I'm like, this is tough for you. I'm sorry. Oh, paradise.
Yeah. When you see people who aren't like quarantining, it's like, we left Hawaii 3 days early. Get in your fucking house.
Yeah.
Lock the doors. Don't look outside.
So speaking of nice locations, do you miss Portland? Do you miss being in Portland?
No.
No.
Mom and dad are out there. I miss them.
I love Portland. I love performing in Portland. I love going there and seeing old friends and stuff. It's the best. But I've always just been happy wherever I'm at, you know, and I'm happy where my friends are at. So Gabe's here. A lot of my other friends are here. So like I look back on my time and my open mic time and hanging out at Helium at the open mics there very, very fondly. But it's not like a thing where I'm like, man, I hate LA. I wish I could go back. I love it here.
And it changes so much now that, like, you know, you go back and you're like, oh, it's great to see, you know, my hometown doing well and flourishing, but, you know, it just doesn't feel like mine anymore. And that's okay. Like, you know, like, keep growing. You know, that's part of life, is growing and growing apart.
I can't be that proximity to Burgerville and survive anymore.
So someone asked here, they didn't give their name, but they wanted to know, and I think this is for both of you, what is the proper etiquette for when someone sees you or another well-known comedian in public? Should we say, hi, we love you, or just let you be?
I mean, now stay 6 feet away.
Yeah.
But in general, come up and say, hi, I love you. Don't be respectful, because it depends on the person. But for me, it makes my fucking day. Please come up and say hi. Say, you know, I would be like, hey, you want to take a picture with me? You know, please. Make everybody else around me think I'm a big shot. You know, I love it. People don't, but I love it.
I saw Danny Glover at Powell's one time years and years ago. And I was just walking down an aisle, and he kind of looked up, and I was like, oh, like my eyes, he saw like, oh shit, that's Danny Glover. And he gave me this look that just said like, don't say to me, like just dead. And I just walked past him and nodded, and he went back to looking at books.
Oh man.
So don't tell Danny Glover you love him.
Yeah, he's actually watching this right now. He's not happy with any of this. So with this, obviously this with the quarantine and everything that's going on, all my friends that worked in the film industry, all their stuff got canceled. I was literally on set when everyone was getting texts saying, well, that job's canceled, that job's canceled. Are you guys, were you guys working on stuff that you were really excited to get out in the world, but is currently on hold because of this thing?
Nope.
Yeah, no, not really. Not really. I was actually more excited that I went for a call back for a pilot audition and I lost it, and I was like, well, they're not shooting that shit.
Yeah, what's unfortunate, there's a little bit of sometimes you feel good about things being canceled now and again, and even though you shouldn't, but it's nice.
But I mean, mostly I was, what really sucked is this not knowing that like that last gig was the last time I was going to be able to get on stage for a while.
Yeah.
That's what sucks, and I miss it, and realizing how much sometimes you take it for granted,
For sure.
So I just can't wait to be able to do it again because I love traveling, I love doing comedy, I love meeting new people. It's some of the best parts of the job. So that's the part that sucks for me. And then, definitely lost out on some income, lost out on some touring gigs and things like that. So, but again, I'm lucky that I had some voiceover money coming in and things like that. So I'm not starving, and so I consider myself very lucky and fortunate that way.
Yeah. Someone asked down here in my list here, how's the quarantine affecting other comedians? Obviously, you talked about this on your podcast a little bit, but how's this affecting comedians? Because I know a lot of comedians pay the bills by working retail jobs or working like restaurant jobs, and not only have they lost their nighttime income, they've lost their daytime income. And do you have any advice for those comedians or anybody that's currently in a similar situation?
Hang on. That's all we can, that's my income was, 99% doing stand up, and now it's just, all you can do is wait. There's not a whole lot you can do, so don't stress out over it. Don't beat yourself up because that's not going to make it better. So just all you could do is ride the wave and hope you don't bust your head on the reef, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, plan, figure. I think a lot of times things like this really make you then remember what you would do for free, So if there's something that you're like, oh, I want to spend my time doing this and pursue this, and I would go ahead and say you have the free time to start and go ahead and do that. The only thing I would, which I think is a weird thing, is I'd be wary about pushing out all your jokes that are like kind of storing up and pushing them out on Twitter and Instagram, because you see a lot of those accounts that still jokes and pass them off as their own, and those are things that you could have possibly made money with in the future if you just held on to them. And it's one thing if they're topical, but if they're like a bit that you're working on, I think sometimes we can be like, I don't have anything to do with it, so I'm going to tweet it out. And then if it's really good, somebody's just going to steal it and take credit for it, and then you're not going to be able to put it in an album or put it somewhere. So I just think, be patient and keep a level head.
Cool. That's good advice. On a lighter note, Gabe, Stacy wants to know, how's Doo-Doo Island?
It's the shit. No, it's going pretty good. I'm a day behind Ron in my store, so I don't have like or what is it, the community center. So my community center is a day behind, but got a ton of money. I've got 3 rooms on my house, so it's going pretty good. Had some trash on the beach this morning, but I picked it up.
Yeah, you can see what Gabe's prioritizing. He's the capitalism in his society. You go there and there's just empty holes he didn't even bother to fill back in, and just tires that he just fished and left on the beach. It's just, and you don't care about your community.
I'll go back around and clean up at the end of the day, but
He's out there bleaching coral on purpose. So we got another fan question submitted. This is from Paul. It says, when we first saw you at Helium Portland years ago when you featured for Andy Kindler, great show, loved your poem. Do you ever wish you could go back to being a feature?
No. What type of question?
Well, but I mean, to be fair, there is the part of like being a feature is the cushiest part of the show because you have the host to kind of get things rolling, good or bad. You know, it still gets the audience going. The show isn't, my name's not on the marquee, so if the show eats shit, Gabe Dinger didn't eat shit. Ron Funches has a bad show.
No, I know. The positive because it's like those times like we'll go out on the road and Gabe has this 20 minutes that he has that's fucking killer and they've never seen him before, so he has lower expectations, and then I might be working some shit out or doing some things, and then after the show they're like, Gabe, you should have been the headliner, and it's just like, well, watch him do it then. Watch him spread that shit out. Tell me you would think the same thing.
And also, like, would you have even come to the show if it was me?
So I understand there is like the lowered expectations that you can miss, but sometimes I like that people expect me to be funny and expect me to be good, and I still get that type of same thing with my acting and stuff because a lot of times people don't know me on set and things like that, and I get the chance to like show them. So I still get that, just in a different way. But no, I like headlining because now I get to pick the music, I get to pick my feature, I get to pick the candy.
Yeah.
There's no like sense of urgency. Whereas like with a feature set, it's like I have the set out. Like it's a limited amount of time, so I get that longer set.
Nice. So here we go. This is from Brandon. Going back to some quarantine questions. Do you think most people love being stuck in their house? This could be a poll. We can do polls, guys. Let's do a poll on this one. Do you think most people love being stuck in their house or hate being stuck in their house? Those will be the two questions. And audience, you can vote on that. Do you think it's good or bad? I know I have my opinion. What would you guys feel about that?
I'm a hermit. I love being stuck my house, to be honest with you. I'm just finding new nooks and crannies that I didn't even know existed.
You can hide candy.
Yes, I'm having lots of fun. It's great. I love it. I really, if it wasn't the impending financial doom over my head, I would be like, this is great.
Yeah, the road work's getting done out here. The sky's clear at night. You can see stars. The songbirds stay out until like 3-4 in the afternoon. They used to leave in the morning. Like,
where would they go?
I don't know.
Hard-hitting questions here tonight, guys. Where did the birds go?
Not here.
So the poll popped up. Everybody in the audience, go ahead and answer that. Do you love being stuck in your house? Do you hate being stuck in your house? I think.
What do you think most people
are going to say?
Yeah.
I think most people are going to say they love being stuck in their house. I think most people, I think if we could all be stuck in our house and just have checks given to us, we'd be super dope about it.
Dang.
Wait.
But I thought people were going to say they hate it. Because I feel like people who are generally social, like, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, but those people. I'd much rather be stuck in my house. I like it much better. When you guys hit the road again, when you're finally able to leave the house, put the top down, and just breathe on everybody, where do you guys have like a ritual when you're on the road doing stand-up? Do you guys have like favorite place you like to eat? Do you guys have certain things you like to like mini golf? What do you guys do during the day? What do you guys have fun doing?
We got a pretty good ritual, I'd say. Yeah. We normally fly in. Usually I go take a shower, get ready, and then we get some lunch, and we play. We normally both bring our PlayStations with us, so then we'll play whatever game we're playing. Call of Duty right now is pretty much the game. Probably now we'll bring Animal Crossing. And then so we play games for a while. We normally bring our weed with us because that's the biggest godsend in the comedy game that's changed. Is the ability to fly out of Los Angeles with your own weed, not having to worry about meeting up with somebody when you land in a foreign country, or as I call it, towns. And so then we just smoke some weed. I normally try to. The clubs have been real cool about normally getting me I get like a chicken breast and a salad, And I'm pretty chill.
And then we usually find like some sort of relatively healthy restaurant for lunch and eat there every day. And
sometimes we'll go see a movie. We saw Harley Quinn. We'll usually do more stuff if Blair's with us. We travel a lot with Blair Saki lately, and for some reason, when she's with us, that's when we go do stuff. But we went to a water park together.
that was so much
That
fun.
was really fun.
Nice.
Madison, Wisconsin, going to Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. When you guys are out there, so you're bringing your PlayStation. Are you guys? You don't do Xbox, just PlayStation.
I play Xbox as well, but we don't travel with the Xbox.
Yeah, there just hasn't been an Xbox exclusive game that the whole crew's been on. I guess we don't really have a crew anymore, but for a while we had a group of like 5 or 6 of us. That
would play Overwatch or Call of Duty, and so it was always PlayStation. Everybody's always playing on PlayStation, so that's just kind of the way it works out. But I play everything. I can play Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Switch, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. I got some Super Nintendo over there. I got just about everything.
Famicom.
Yeah, Quest.
I have a what I have. I have a Rift. A Vive. I have a Vive. But I got like the first gen Vive because I'm a fucking idiot. So it just sits in a box. It's not. I don't.
It gets real sweaty is the issue. The eye thing it gets gross.
Yeah, I don't recommend VR.
Fair enough.
There's like 2 fun things. Like all VR has now is like scary stuff, and
that's it.
It's like heights and stuff that like pops out at you. It's just the technology is not there.
Yeah, just you gotta be all tethered, and for the amount of money it costs, it's not there. You just have more fun with a PlayStation.
Yeah, hear that. Cool. So we have about 10 minutes left. This has been fun. I've been having a good time. You guys having fun?
Yeah. Conversation.
Hell yeah. So we have a few more questions here that we just want to talk about here. So when you were on Undateable, you guys did a ton of live episodes. What was that like?
It was amazing. It was really cool. It was probably the closest that I'll ever be to being like an actual sports team. I never played team sports when I was in school or anything like that, and it was like what I imagine is what it would feel like, because we, practice, and then we'd all get up for the game, for the live shoot, and then we'd all go out and celebrate. And it was really, I think it gave me it was the perfect mix of my skill set of like, I can act a little bit and I know how to hold for a joke from stand up. So, and it was cool to see that, that it was a skill, because there's other actors who would come on the show and they weren't used to it, So it was really fun, really an awesome time. I wish that it wasn't as hard to find as it is now. Those episodes are hard to get, but I look back at it as a real great learning experience. I'm so close to all those people, like Chris and Brent and Ricky and all of them. So it's great.
Oh yeah, that's good. So speaking of good experiences, what was the best experience that you've had on tour?
I would say your special recording.
Does that count as a tour?
Like the culmination of the tour, of the like Funchmania.
Okay, if that counts, I'll take it.
And it was a road gig, and just the show itself, or the Portland show where Ian and Shane and Blair and everyone were there. That was really special.
Yeah, I thought the going to the water park was really that was an amazing time. But yeah, the special, if we can say that, because it was like, culmination of all my hard work. The fact that that we put the tickets out for sale, not as a giveaway, and we sold out 2 shows, and then we were able to give money away to a women's shelter, and then the fact that the shows were both killer. It was. And then we went out and had a great dinner. My whole family was there. It was
Bobcat directed. It was just
Ric Flair. I got to direct Ric Flair in a sketch.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that probably was the best weekend of my life, and besides my son being born. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's great. Oh, so speaking of donating to the women's shelter, this what we're doing now is we're going to be donating all this tonight to the Helium staff and all the people working at the comedy club, which I think is a great thing to get that. You were aware of that, right?
Yeah, that's what
I was like, that's you're not sorry, you're not getting anything. I'm sorry, Ron. No, yeah. So that's a great thing. I really appreciate that you're here to do that and help everybody out because Helium's a great club.
that's where we both came up, especially with those helium mics in Portland, and it was the first chance for us to really like
work with real comics,
work with headshots, work with like putting together a bio. A lot of the things that took me from being like just an amateur playing around to actually figuring out how to make a living in this job came from Helium forcing me to do that. So, I love being able to give back, and there's just so many great people on that staff and cool people that work there and give a shit about comedy, or even if they don't give a shit about comedy, they need to make money, so I'm happy to help.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Helium's great. Do you guys have another favorite venue besides Helium out there on the road?
Comedy Works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Another comedy club. The Helium. I only have so many clothes over here.
Yeah, Little Comedy Works, the Comedy Attic, Acme, everyone's favorites. Punchline, there's a lot of great rooms. Oh, I mean, the Rec Room in Huntington Beach. That's a great small little room that's real fun.
There are more good rooms than bad rooms, fortunately. Or at least where we've been able to go.
Nice. Speaking of that, I think kind of. So you met a lot of amazing comics on the road, obviously, in all these clubs. Do you guys have a favorite comedian currently working today that you just love watching, that you're a big fan of?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly do. I'd say like at different levels. At the club level, Andrew Santino, like he's so fucking funny and he's so great at taking the mundane and the everyday and writing about it with his new twist. And he's one of my favorite comedians to watch. I love Blair Saki. I think she's so interesting and a completely unique weirdo of a person. And I love her, and that's why I bring her out with me. And then Fortune Feimster, I think she just makes me not even just like her stand up, but like anytime I'm doing like a panel show with her or anything like that, I know like I have to fucking like really be on my game because she's a killer. How about you, Gabe?
I mean, I'll definitely second Blair because, one of a kind. Irene, too, we just worked with. I think she's fantastic. Good old Shane Torres. I always love seeing Shane. I mean, people that aren't just like, legends. This guy, Steve Martin, you may have heard of.
Yeah, he's all right. He's pretty okay. I like it.
Oh, Dippy.
So we're about to wrap it up, but I'd like to close with something. So I know that you do affirmations on your podcast, and I would like, if you'd be willing, to give an affirmation to the entire audience tonight, as just to lead us out of this thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, do it like I always do on my podcast, which is that I hope you're feeling strong. I hope you're feeling brave. I hope you're feeling loved and grateful for that love. I thank you for coming here and being here. I hope you're ready to come back out and play and have fun and come out and see shows and support live comedy and support music, support art of all things, and that you use this time to reflect and make yourself better and not to continue to isolate ourselves after we have to. That we use this time period because we have to, but that it doesn't change who you are And that when we come to these shows, that if you will come up to me, that you're ready to get a hug, because I'm ready to hug you, you know, because we're still human beings, we still need love, and we don't have to let this change us for the worse, you know. We can keep moving forward, keep being strong.
Hell yeah. Amen. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That was awesome. That was great. Well, cool. We're going to close this out. Thank you so much, Ron and Gabe. Thank you so much for being guests on this tonight. I think everybody really enjoyed hearing you guys talk. Thank you so much for being here and allowing this money to be donated to Helium. Great club, doing a great thing. Please continue to check out live comedy on heliumcomedy.com and goodnightscomedy.com. You can check out all the live shows there. And be safe, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks, guys.
Bye.